is 2010 and I'm making a video, and we have 3 people on this channel now, and I'm super happy about that. It is great to have Jen with us now. I am so glad you're here. Even though everybody knows we only keep Jen around for her accent anyways. So my big news of the week is that on Saturday I went to the Harry Potter exhibit at the Museum of Science in Boston, and it was super cool. They had like stuff, you know, props and costumes from movies, and it was really neat. It was just really cool to see the like attention to detail they put into things that like no one will notice in the movies, you know, like random Quidditch books and stuff, and the golden egg had all these like really neat like carvings and like colors in it that you can't even see on the screen. At least I didn't. Maybe I just missed something. But my favorite part would have to be they had a bunch of daily prophets hanging on the wall, and I thought going up to it that I would be able to read the articles, and then I tried and I realized I couldn't because it's this weird font that's like just close enough to English that at first it looks like you can read it, and like you can even pick out a couple real words here and there, but the rest of it's all just like, it doesn't even say anything at all. Like I could barely recognize letters, but it still looks like English, which is like mind-boggling somehow. My other favorite part was they had a bunch of Umbridge decrees hanging on the wall, and where the text gets smaller and smaller at the very, very bottom, the bottom row of text that you can't even read on the camera just says blah 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 blah, with like, you know, a space here and like a period here and a capital letter there, and like, I don't know, these movie people, they're pretty funny. I decided I had to buy something just to get this bag, because I saw people walking around the museum with these bags, and like, they're super cool, obviously. Although I've noticed on closer inspection that this loopy thing here says slughorn, slughorn, slughorn over and over, and I don't know why. Why? I don't get it. But I bought these postcards of movies. Sorcerer's Stone poster has always been my favorite. I love this thing. I've finished the first of 3 weeks learning Yiddish all day, every day, and that is actually going pretty well. If you don't know, and I'm assuming that at least some people watching this do not know, Yiddish was the language of the Jews in Eastern Europe for hundreds of years. On the eve of World War II, there were, I don't remember how many Yiddish speakers in the world. It was the peak of Yiddish speakers. And it, you know, it's pretty much a dying language now for 2 reasons. One being the Holocaust, because many, I'm not sure the exact number wise, but many Yiddish speakers were killed in the Holocaust. Number 2 being assimilation. 1880 to 1924, when they cut off immigration, were the peak years of Jewish immigrants coming from Eastern Europe to the US. And once they got here, they pretty much threw out their old culture. They wanted to be American, they didn't teach their kids Yiddish, Judaism kind of morphed from being really truly a culture and a people to more of just a religion, which it pretty much is now for most people in the US and other countries too. But it's just really interesting to learn, because I'm learning the language, and I'm also learning about history and culture, and Yiddish was formed, you know, like about 1,000 years ago, when these Jews from the Middle East who spoke Aramaic, kind of Judeo-Aramaic, like a mixture of Aramaic and Hebrew, they moved into Germanic lands, and so Yiddish is basically a mixture. It's mostly like medieval German is where it comes from, but it's written with Hebrew characters, so it's really neat. It's fun to learn, so that's good. Becca asked about books to movies. I have this thing where I always want to read the book first. I just actually recently saw parts of Lord of the Rings movies for the first time like a few weeks ago, but I've been doing it for the longest time because for, I don't know, about 6 years now, I've been exactly halfway through the trilogy. Like, I'm halfway through the 2 Towers, and I know that I'm going to have to start over again when I want to reread them, because I don't really remember what happened, but things like that. I don't know, I generally, obviously, like books better than movies. I think a lot of people do. My very, very favorite book-to-movie translation is To Kill a Mockingbird. I love the book, and I love the movie. I think they did a brilliant job with it, and so, but that's kind of an exception as far as I'm concerned. I generally think movies are not as good as books. Harry Potter, I will make an exception because, you know, it's Harry Potter. But yeah, this is getting kind of long, so I think I'm gonna go. Maybe we should start asking each other questions again. I mean, I know Becca did. I'm just really bad at thinking of questions. I've always been bad at thinking of questions. If you're watching this and you're not part of this channel, if you are one of those 30 people that Becca mentioned before who watch our videos for whatever reason, like, comment things, ask us questions, or like interact with us. We love interaction. I'll speak for all of us here, even though I'm just one person. Leave us comments, leave us questions, leave us anything you want. Whoa.